Hello, I'm Halle Mindala. I'm here with Nikole Hall. We are two of the founders of Align1 Solutions, where we help you sit smarter, work better, and achieve more. Align1 Solutions was founded when three friends brought together their passion for wellness and reinvented the way you sit with the Muuv Chair.
Hi, I'm Nikole. I'm a physical therapist and one of the lead designers of the Muuv Chair. The story behind the chair is our president, Bryce Harlow, saw a need for a new chair. Customers would come in with back pain and ask for a new chair. He, of course, would give them something new, something nicer, and it would help them temporarily. All chairs basically have the same principles. Some, of course, are better than others, but they're the same principles. We apply the best practices of physical therapy called dynamic ergonomics. Dynamic ergonomics is designed to first align, then support, allow the body the freedom to move, and then remind you to sit up straight. We've coined the chair the personal posture coach, and you can see that it is very unique. The form is the function. Traditional chairs have a rigid frame. This chair is very open, and everything is designed very intentionally. I'm going to take you through the design intent today. When you explain the Muuv Chair, it was designed and we explain it from the base up. It's important to have a solid foundation. If you think of building blocks, if you stack blocks on top of each other, if you move the bottom block off to the side, every block on top of it has to compensate and move in the opposite direction. And this is exactly what happens with your spine. If you first align the body, then you're going to minimize fatigue, and you're going to minimize stress on the joints and all the supporting structures and avoid these compensatory movements. Starting from the bottom, you have a 5-star base. You have two options for casters. You have hard floor or carpet casters. The base is oversized because of the unique functions of the chair and the weight of the chair. Next, you have the wedge seat. This is intentionally angled forward, and the purpose of this is to position the hips and the pelvis in a forward position. It is a fixed angle, and it is contoured with a waterfall edge to help the circulation to the lower extremities. It is adjustable, that we have a seat slider for the length of your legs. You can adjust the height up and down, feet flat on the floor. Also, you can see the fabric choice. You have two options for fabric. This is intentional because of that fixed forward angle. People sometimes feel like they're being pushed forward. So we have Helix and Viva. They are antimicrobial, Healthy Hospitals, and Green Guard certified. As you look up the chair, this is your lumbosacral pad. We call it a lumbosacral pad and not a lumbar pad because it is intentionally lower in order to affect the pelvis and keep you in that forward tilt. It is shaped kind of like a triangle, mimicking the shape of the sacrum. This pad is adjustable to provide more or less support on the lumbosacral area. It has a dynamic connection to this bow, which allows for rotation and this tilt of the pelvis, so it adapts to each user individually. Next, we have the thoracic pad. The shape of this pad is designed like a diamond, and that allows for freedom for the arms to move, the scapula to move as you reach. It has that dynamic connection to the bow, again, to allow for rotation and to hit you just properly where your thoracic curve starts. This is one of the areas where the posture coach comes into play. It is not your typical shape. Most chairs have a concave shape to this area, like you're sitting in a bucket seat. This pad is intentionally convex, and it gives you that extra feedback to open your shoulders and chest and allow for proper breathing and chest expansion. This is one of the things in physical therapy we would often do. I would tell people to roll up a towel, put it behind their shoulder blades, and lay on it and just open. After a long day of sitting where they start to fatigue and start to compensate with this movement, This is a really great stretch. This biofeedback mechanism promotes that throughout the day. Next, we have the neck support or the cervical pad. This is not a head rest. It is not designed for you to lean your head or hold your head up. The purpose of this, again, is for biofeedback. As you fatigue and lean forward, if you're losing contact with this neck support, it is a reminder to bring your head back or take a break. It has multiple adjustments as the chair fits 95% of the population. It raises and lowers, it goes in and out, and it tilts. This is also a design feature. We have many patents on the chair. One of the patents is an exercise patent, and I will take you through that feature later to show you how you can utilize all of these pads for exercise. We have the arm supports. The arms have multiple functions. They raise up and down. The pads are 4D. They become narrow or wide, and they rotate. You can push these pads down and out of the way when you're sitting at the desk, or you can use them for support as you're typing. Now that we've discussed proper alignment, I want to show you how you can move in the chair. The first movement feature is the recline feature. The body has 4 degrees of movement. So flexion and extension is the first, and the chair is trying to mimic all of your movements and give you that biofeedback and that support and that reminder to sit up straight. It's your personal posture coach. So in order to recline, we have 32 degrees of recline, which is a little bit more than the average recline. You have a recline lever on the left, which allows you to lock it in place or to provide the freedom to move forward and back. When you're sitting up straight, this is the position I recommend when you're working at your desk, at your computer. This allows you to engage with your monitor and have perfect posture. As you're working, it's common to fatigue, whether it be eye strain or your neck or back starts to fatigue, and if you lean forward, that is a sign that it's time to sit back and bring your head against the neck support. If you're unable to maintain this position, it's time to get up and move around. When people come into my office for a conference call or to chat, then I like to open it up and put it in the reclined position. Halle has beautiful posture, and you can see that even in the reclined position, her posture is maintained. Some people who are unable to maintain such a straight posture might find it beneficial to lock the chair in a semi-reclined position. And they still maintain that great posture, even if they're unable to sit perfectly upright. I hear a lot of feedback that over time, people are able to maintain their head against the neck support for longer periods of time. The next feature that we have a patent on is the side bending feature. You have 2 choices on this, and that is either to keep the chair fixed in the center position or to open it up and have it move from side to side. Again, we're mimicking all the movements of the body. So first we had flexion and extension, and now we have side bending. The only thing I tell people to be careful of if they leave the side bending feature open is when they go to stand up, it's forcing you to use your legs and push equally with both hands. If you just push with one side when you stand up, the chair will not tilt over because it is BIFMA certified, but it will feel like it's not supporting you if you're not properly using your legs to stand up. The next motion of the body is rotation. As we discussed earlier, you have these pliable discs, and this allows you to twist. If you're reaching for something, you have that freedom to move. That convex pad, again, is giving you that biofeedback to sit up straight and open your chest, and the shape of that pad is allowing the arms to move properly. These pads are attached to the wishbone, and you don't necessarily feel it, but you can see that as people move, adjust their postures, and make those small micro movements as they're sitting throughout the day, you're still maintaining contact with the pad. It is still giving you that gentle feedback that I would give as a physical therapist to sit up straight. This bow provides the 4th degree of movement that's available. and that's called elongation. Elongation is when, as we discussed, when you're starting to lean forward, your spine starts compressing, and when you sit up straight, you get elongation and you get more space and room for the discs. This S shape mimics the shape of the spine. So once again, you are encouraging that proper alignment. This gentle flexibility is providing the biofeedback to accommodate those micro adjustments that you might make throughout the day, where a traditional chair has a solid frame and is not forgiving. As I mentioned, we have a patent for exercise in the chair. As a physical therapist, form is the most important thing when it comes to preventing any musculoskeletal type injuries. So encouraging proper form during a crunch or an abdominal exercise and engaging your core is key. If you lean back in the chair, you have an adjustment that allows you to adjust this tension. If you take the tension completely off, it will feel like you're falling back, and once again, you're not going to fall back. The chair is BIFMA certified. And if you try to do a crunch, if your head comes out of contact with the neck support, it means that you're compensating and you're using your neck, and we've all experienced that neck strain that you have when you're doing a crunch. If you try to maintain contact with the neck support while you're doing this crunch, it's forcing you to engage those lower abdominal muscles and maintain proper form. If it's too difficult to do with it completely loose, you can adjust the tension so it's just right to give you that proper core engagement, but still be a challenge to do your sit-up. Because of the side bending feature and the rotation, you can also engage your obliques and do abdominal exercises with your obliques. Some of the additional benefits of the Muuv Chair is that it is made in North America. It comes fully assembled. We would not want any of our patients or customers that have back pain to have to assemble a chair. It comes that you can just roll it right out of the box. You can find all the adjustments and these features and benefits on Muuv360.com. There are videos available. You will find in your welcome box some printed materials that you can share with your customers. Thank you so much. We look forward to your participation in the Muuv program. We are both available to assist in anything that you or your customers might need.